Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob, and today I will be talking to you about wickedness in high places. It's no secret that today's world is full of lies, corruption, and filth. What is a secret is that we are moving closer and closer to a world where there is only rich and poor. No in between. The middle class is soon to be eradicated, leaving the 1% as the rich, and the 99% as the poor. Some might ask, why are they doing this? Or who do they think they are? Well, my dear, you see, these people are the Antichrist, and their plan is to enslave humanity as a whole. They claim to be of God, but do everything opposite of what he says. For example, Deuteronomy the 14th chapter identifies the pig as being an abominable creature that should not be eaten. If this world was based on godly principles, would pork be sold in just about every supermarket in the world? God also said that it is an abominable thing to eat anything out of the waters that does not have both fins and scales. But since this current system that we live under is contrary to God, lobster, shrimp, crab, and clam have become an American delicacy. People think that our president is the one who is running this country. Although it appears as if he is, he's not. The people who are in control of everything are the Illuminati. The Illuminati worship Satan, the chief evil spirit, the great adversary of humanity. In other words, the Illuminati are anti-human, or anti-life. This should explain why they spray aluminum and barium in the air, also known as chemtrails. Chemtrails weaken your immune system, which then causes your body to become sluggish, as well as more susceptible to becoming ill. This is done so that you will purchase medication in order to get well. In essence, they are spraying chemtrails to get you sick so that they can help Big Pharma make a profit off of you. The food system is even worse than the chemtrails. It reads here that supposedly rat droppings have been found in chocolate. That comes as no surprise to me, at least, especially because of the fact that they have been putting addictive chemicals in the food. So, in essence, it's not the food that you are addicted to, but the chemicals that is in it. The water that we drink is recycled. Once the sewage water reaches the sewage plant, the sewage is separated from the water using crafty complex machinery. Chemicals are then added to the water to make it clear. So in essence, the water that you drink is full of microscopic sewage particles, but you can't see them because of the added chemicals. God said in Leviticus chapter 18 that it is an abominable act for a man to lie down with mankind, as with womankind, which basically means that a man should not have sex with a man nor should a woman have sex with a woman. This makes perfect sense, being that if you were to place 100 men on an island, or vice versa, and come back in 100 years, that island would become desolate due to the fact that no offspring would be produced. The RFID chip, also known as the microchip, VeriChip, and now Positive ID, is an electronic device about the same shape and size as a grain of rice. This is the same device that is used to track lost pets that have one implanted in them. The Illuminati has plans to collapse the dollar and bring in a new world order that consists of everyone being microchipped. You will not be able to buy or sell anything unless you have the chip implanted in either your right hand or in your forehead. Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Revelation chapter 14 verse 9 and 10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. So basically what God is saying is that whoever accepts the chip will be burned to death. God is very serious about not accepting the chip, because by accepting it, you are acknowledging that you belong to Satan. The global elite plan on soon implementing Agenda 21, which is a diabolical plan to depopulate the planet. They feel as if there are too many people on the planet, and that they need to get rid of some of them. The Georgia Guidestones, or the American Stonehenge, consist of 4 upright stone blocks that have messages engraven in them, in 12 different languages. The message that stands out the most is the first one that reads, "Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature." The world's current population is roughly 7 billion. This means that they would have to exterminate 6.5 billion people. Some of the ways that they plan on depopulating the planet include manufactured viruses, drones, militia, food shortages, and vaccinations. FEMA concentration camps are also being set up all around the world as places of torture. There will be people and machines there that specialize in human torture. Once martial law is declared, people will be asked to stay in their homes until further notice. This is when the military would go into people's houses, on the pretext that they have to confiscate the guns to keep people safe. Anyone not willing to give up their firearm and try to put up a fight will be annihilated. Gun confiscation won't be as simple as it sounds, due to the fact that there are about 270 million registered firearms in the US and possibly millions of unregistered ones. Chances are that most Americans would be willing to die, rather than to give up their Second Amendment constitutional right to bear arms. Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, and of the sea! For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Some people refer to America as being the land of the free, when it is actually quite the opposite. If you have a social security card, then you are property of the Illuminati. The very word employee derives from the word servant, which means slave. Satan describes leprosy as being a skin disease that causes skin sores. This is not what God refers to leprosy as being. Numbers chapter 12 verse 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. This verse clearly describes leprosy as being a skin disease that causes the skin to become as white as snow. Exodus chapter 4, verse 6, also gives an example of leprosy. The Illuminati have a special tactic that they use called problem, reaction, solution. This tactic is used under certain circumstances in order to achieve certain goals. They stage false flag terror events in order to sway public opinion, as well as get certain laws passed that are a direct violation of the Constitution. Did you know that it is now illegal to grow your own food? The reason why you are not allowed to grow your own food is because the food you grow at home is not genetically modified and contains nutrients that will heal your body, causing Big Pharma to lose profit. If you were to do research on microbiologists, you would see how many of them have been killed by the Illuminati over the years. The reason why these microbiologists have been killed over the years is because they were the ones who would have been able to create the antidotes to some of the manufactured diseases that the Illuminati has created. The Illuminati, Bilderbergs, Rothschilds, and banking elites all are very familiar with prophecy. They all know that end-time prophecy is coming to pass, and that the Son of Man is soon to make his return. This is why they are preparing themselves by building underground shelters. They know that God will return right before World War III begins. World War I was fought by soldiers digging trenches in the ground and hiding in them while throwing explosives at their adversaries. World War II was fought with soldiers on foot with guns to shoot at their adversaries. World War III will be a nuclear war, fought with nuclear missiles. The number of countries in the world that are nuclear capable is rapidly increasing. The US would love to go into Iran and get its oil, but it can't because Russia, China, Germany and France would send nuclear missiles to the US, crippling both its economy as well as its infrastructure. The US definitely does not want to ruin relations with China, being that the US economy cannot survive without them. Just about everything that you buy has a Made in China printed somewhere on it. The trade deficit between China and the US is so large that China can very well become the next world reserve currency holder. The US deficit is currently close to 17 trillion. The US is so far in debt that it is impossible to pay it back. The US is so far in debt that other countries have begun to ask for their gold back. They have been told by the US that it would take them years to pay back the gold, implying that the gold may have already been sold. This alone can lead to a number of things, such as distrust amongst nations, which could lead to war.